morning. Welcome to my weekly report on current real estate matters for week ending October 11th. My name is Rupa Nampally, Realtor with Remax One. If you like my video content and have suggestions, please let me know by commenting below. Home price momentum continued into early October with annual median list price growth reaching double digits. Although the frantic pace of newly pending sales seems to finally be subsiding as the weather turns, a dire lack of inventory is keeping the sellers in control of the market. Late seasonal slowdown continues as buying activity cools. The home buying frenzy that took off in June and lasted through the summer continued to cool off, likely signaling the beginning of an anticipated but much delayed seasonal slowdown. Newly pending listings were up 17.6% compared to the same week a year ago, but were down 2.2% from the previous week and 7.3% month over month. Time on the market stayed at 13 days, 15 days faster than the same week last year. Inventory drops to record low as sellers stay sidelined. Demand for homes still far outpaces supply as inventory continued the long slide that began in the late May. Total for sale inventory fell 1.2% week over week and is now 35.7% lower than last year, the largest annual decline since Zillow's weekly data series began in 2019. Sellers seem content to watch the action from the sideline. New for sale inventory fell 0.6% over week. As of October 3rd, the new inventory was down 18% year over year. Prices maintained momentum to push high above the last year's level. The median list price rose slightly week over week to $345,225 and was up 10.9% from last year, the largest year-over-year gain since at least 2019. List prices have grown rapidly since a 0.2% annual decline in early May when the median was $317,228. The median sale price for the week ending August 22nd ticked up 0.4% week over week to $285,843,000, 9.9% above last year's prices and the largest year-over-year rise in prices in Zillow's weekly data going back to 2019. At the same time last year, sales prices were up 4.2% over 2018. The housing market outlook improves, but lingering economic uncertainty tempers expectations. Sales expected to stay high but taper through 2021. Seasonally adjusted home sales are expected to peak this fall, then gradually decline through 2021. Sales volumes overall are forecasted to remain higher than the pre-pandemic levels throughout this year and next. Home price outlook adjusted higher for the coming year. Seasonally adjusted home prices are expected to increase by 1.2% from August to November and rise 4.8% between August 2020 and August 2021. The previous forecast predicted a 3.8% increase in home prices over this time frame. Here's why. The forecast for the seasonally adjusted home prices and pending sales are more optimistic than the previous forecast because sales and prices have stayed strong through the summer months amid increasingly short inventory and high demand. The pandemic also pushed the buying season further back in the year, adding to recent sales. Future sources of economic uncertainty, including lapsed fiscal relief, the long-term fate of policies supporting the rental and the mortgage market, and virus-specific factors were incorporated into this outlook. According to Redfin, the coronavirus has bigger impact on sales than the election. The presidential elections has plenty of implications for the housing market, especially during the year when headlines about Great Depression level unemployment rates and a potential wave of evictions and foreclosures have dominated everyone's newsfeed. Redfin explained in a press release that despite the roller coaster of a year, reveals that Americans remained relatively unfazed when it comes to their buying and selling plans over the next 12 months. In a survey of more than 1,400 respondents, Only 22% said the election is impacting their real estate plans, a 10% decrease from the last year. The drop from the last year is likely due to the pandemic, which seems to be outweighing the election as a factor for home buyers and sellers. Puritt said in a written statement, "I don't have a crystal ball, but presidential elections have never seemed to affect the housing market much in the last 6 election cycles. I have been a real estate agent." 75% of the buyers and 50% of the sellers said the coronavirus has affected their home buying and selling plans for the next 12 months, with 43% of buyers saying they plan to buy a home later than originally planned. Meanwhile, another 34% said they have accelerated their home buying goals. According to Marr, who said in a prepared statement, 2020 has been unpredictable in almost every way, and the housing market is no exception. Any expectations about the housing market from the beginning of the year or from the beginning of the pandemic in April, when home sales nearly grounded to a halt, have been shattered as low mortgage rates and the desire for additional space drives an uptick in sales. Home sales typically don't rise or fall much during the months surrounding the presidential elections compared with those same months in non-election years. And although the upcoming election is happening at a particularly tumultuous time in our country's history, I expect the trend to remain the same. While it's possible this year elections results may be up in the air for a few weeks, and the delay could cause some people to hold off on buying or selling a home, the impact would likely be short-lived. As Zillow is forecasting increase in home prices until January 2022, and Redfin is predicting that the 2020 elections impact will be short-lived, the main driving force for scarce inventory is the pandemic, and the demand is outweighing the supply. Need my help in selling or buying a home? Call me at 732-397-9185 to schedule a consultation with me, or visit my website at ruparealtor.com, or email me at rupa@ruparealtor.com. Have a nice week ahead.